Muslim-dominated countries are nations where the majority of the population practice Islam, shaping their culture, laws, and daily life. Islam influences not only the religious practices but also social norms, politics, and education in these regions. Understanding the top Muslim majority countries helps appreciate the diversity within the Islamic world, as each country has its unique history, traditions, and interpretations of the faith. In today's video, therefore, we are going to cover the top 20 Muslim-dominated countries in the world. Number 20. Syria. 17 million Muslims, who constitute 90% of the total population. Syria's Islamic identity is deeply embedded in its history, culture, and daily life. The majority of Syrians are Sunni Muslims, but the country is also home to significant Alawite, Shia, and Druze populations, making it religiously diverse within Islam. Islamic traditions influence everything from legal matters, politics, to education and public holidays. Major cities like Damascus and Aleppo are historic centers for Islamic scholarship and house ancient mosques like the Umayyad Mosque. Number 19. Senegal. 18 million Muslims, who constitute 95% of the total population. Senegal is a deeply rooted presence of Sufi brotherhood like the Mouride and Tijaniya, which play a central role in both religious and social life, mostly Sunni with strong Sufi influences. Islamic values guide daily customs, dress, and national holidays. Unlike many other Muslim countries, religious tolerance and peaceful coexistence with Christian minorities are strongly emphasized in the Senegalese society. Number 18. Niger. 27 million Muslims, who constitute 98% of the total population. Islam was introduced to Niger through trade routes and the expansion of Islamic empires such as the Mali and Songhai, embedding the religion firmly into the country's culture and traditions. Niger is considered a Muslim country primarily because the vast majority of the population, over 98%, practice Islam, mainly the Sunni branch. Many children in Niger attend Quranic schools, and Islamic teachings are often included in the education system. Number 17. Ethiopia. 30 million Muslims, who constitute 30% of the total population. Ethiopia is notable for being one of the first places where Islam was practiced outside the Arabian Peninsula, dating back to the 7th century. Muslims constitute about 30% of the total population, with higher concentrations in the regions like Somali and Afar. Islamic practices, including daily prayers and fasting during Ramadan, are observed, especially in the Muslim majority regions. Islam in Ethiopia is characterized by a blend of religious and cultural traditions, often incorporating Sufi practices. Number 16. Yemen. 32 million Muslims, who constitute 99% of the total population. Yemen has a long Islamic history, with Islam introduced during Prophet Muhammad's lifetime. The population is predominantly Muslim, with both Sunni and Shia communities. Islamic customs deeply influence Yemeni history, including legal systems and social norms. Number 15. Uzbekistan. 33 million Muslims, who constitute 36% of the total population. Uzbekistan's Islamic identity is rooted in its rich history as a center of Islamic learning during the Silk Road era, with ancient cities like Bukhara and Samarkand known for their madrasas and scholar. Islam deeply influences Uzbek's culture, traditions, and festivals, even though the country is officially secular. Number 14. Saudi Arabia, 38 million Muslims who constitute 93% of the total population. Saudi Arabia is considered the birthplace of Islam, home to two holy cities in Islam, Mecca and Medina, where millions of Muslims go for Hajj and Umrah. The country follows a strict interpretation of Sunni Islam known as Wahhabism, and Islamic law or Sharia governs both public and private life. Unlike many Muslim countries, Saudi Arabia integrates religion directly into governance and daily routines. Its economy and global role are also influenced by its status as a spiritual center for Muslims worldwide. Number 13. Morocco, 39 million Muslims who constitute 99% of the total population. Morocco stands out as a Muslim country because its monarchy is deeply tied to Islam. The king claims descent from Prophet Muhammad, giving it both political and religious authority. Unlike countries with secular leadership, this dual role reinforces Islamic influence in governance. Morocco also blends Islam with local Amazigh traditions, creating a unique cultural expression of the faith. Number 12. Afghanistan, 40 million Muslims who constitute 99% of the total population. Islam came to Afghanistan in the 7th century through Arab conquest. Over time, Islamic empires like the Ghanavids and Mughals helped entrench the religion deeply into Afghans' identity. Afghanistan's law and governance are heavily influenced by Islamic law. In recent years, especially under the Taliban, strict Islamic rules have governed daily life in Afghanistan. Islamic teachings are the core of Afghanistan's education system. Dress codes are also strictly Islamic, especially for women. Number 11. Iraq, 42 million Muslims who constitute 95% of the total population. Iraq, often referred to as the cradle of civilization, is also a deeply rooted Muslim nation. Over 95% of the population adheres to Islam, with Shia and Sunni branches shaping its religious landscape. The cities of Najaf and Karbala attract millions of pilgrims yearly, especially among Shia Muslims. Islamic traditions are woven into Iraq's legal, educational, and cultural systems. Iraq's Muslim identity is strongly tied to its role as a center of early Islamic leadership and theology. Number 10. Sudan, 43 million Muslims who constitute 91% of the total population. Sudan, where the Nile meets the desert, stands as a predominantly Muslim nation, with Islam influencing nearly every aspect of life. About 90% of the population practices Islam, primarily Sunni. Islamic law or Sharia has historically played a major role in governance and legal framework. Unlike Iraq, Sudan's Islamic identity is deeply embedded with African traditions and Arabic culture, making it uniquely diverse in its religious expression. Number 9. Algeria, 45 million Muslims who constitute 98% of the total population. Islam was introduced in Algeria in the 7th century during the Arab Muslim conquest. Over time, it became deeply ingrained in the society. The vast majority of Algerians are Sunni Muslims, primarily following the Maliki school of thought. Islamic traditions influence various aspects of daily life, including festivals, dietary laws, and social customs. kingdoms. While Algeria has a secular government, Islamic principles still play a significant role in education and law. Unlike countries like Saudi Arabia, Algeria allows more religious freedom and separates mosque leadership from the strict state control. Number 8. Turkey, 82 million Muslims who constitute 98% of the total population. Turkey has a rich Islamic history, having been the center of Sunni Islamic Ottoman. Although Turkey was established as a secular state in the 1920s, recent decades have seen a resurgence of Islamic influence in politics and society. Approximately 80% of Turks are Sunni Muslims, primarily following the Hanafi school of thought, with a significant Alevi minority. Islamic traditions are evident in daily life, with common expressions like mashallah and call to prayer heard regularly. Number 7. Iran, 85 million Muslims who constitute 99% of the total population. Iran is officially a Shia Muslim country with about 90 to 95% of Muslims adhering to 12. Since the 1979 Islamic Revolution, Iran has been governed as an Islamic republic with religious leaders holding significant political power. The Shia clerical establishment, including positions like Ayatollah and Grand Ayatollah, plays a central role in both religious and political spheres. Shia-specific practices such as mourning ceremonies during Muharram are widely observed. Number 6. Egypt, 100 million Muslims who constitute 90% of the total population. Islam was introduced to Egypt in the 7th century during the Arab Muslim conquest. Over time, Egypt became a center of Islamic learning and culture. Approximately 85 to 90% of Egyptians are predominantly Muslim. Al-Azhar University, established in 970 CE, is one of the oldest and most prestigious centers of Islamic learning globally. Islam is also the state religion, and Islamic laws influence the legal system in Egypt. Number 5. Nigeria, 110 million Muslims who constitute 50% of the total population. Nigeria's Muslim community is mainly concentrated in the northern states, where Islam has been practiced for centuries, introduced through trade and scholars from North Africa and the Sahel region. The religion deeply influences social customs, languages, and governance, especially under traditional emirates. Unlike some Muslim-majority countries with uniform practices, Nigeria's Islam is diverse, mixing orthodox beliefs with indigenous customs. Nigeria is unique because it balances a Muslim population with a large Christian population, leading to a complex but rich religious coexistence that shapes its national identity and politics. Number 4. Bangladesh, 160 million Muslims who constitute 90% of the total population. Islam was introduced in the region by Arab traders and missionaries around the 8th century. Over time, it became deeply rooted in Bengali culture, influencing various aspects of life. Mosques are prevalent throughout Bangladesh, serving as centers for worship and community gatherings. The Baitul Mukarram National Mosque in Dhaka is a notable landmark and a symbol of Islamic architecture. Islamic education is widespread, with numerous madrasas providing religious instructions alongside secular education. These institutions play a vital role in preserving Islamic teachings and values. Number 3. India, 215 million Muslims who constitute 15% of the total population. Islam has a long history in India dating back to the 7th century through trade and later through conquest. Over centuries, Islamic culture has significantly influenced Indian art, architecture, cuisine, and language. Prominent Islamic monuments such as the Taj Mahal and Qutub Minar stand as testament to the rich Islamic heritage in India. Despite being a minority, Indian Muslims have established numerous educational and religious institutions such as the Aligarh Muslim University and Darul Uloom Deoband, which are renowned globally. Number 2. Pakistan, 230 million Muslims who constitute 96% of the total population. Pakistan was established in 1947 as a homeland for Muslims in the Indian subcontinent, making Islam central to its national identity. The country's name itself stands for the land of the pure, reflecting its Islamic foundation. The Pakistani constitution declares Islam as the state religion, and laws are often influenced by Islamic principles. For instance, the legal system incorporates Sharia law in matters like marriage, inheritance, and criminal justice. Islamic education is widespread, with numerous madrasas operating alongside secular education. Islamic organizations and political parties such as Jamaat el-Islami influence the country's political landscape, advocating for policies aligned with Islam. Number 1. Indonesia, 240 million Muslims who constitute 87% of the total population. Indonesia is recognized as the most populous Muslim country in the world. Islam was introduced to Indonesia around the 13th century through trade routes, particularly by Arab and Indian merchants. Over time, Islamic teachings blended with local customs, leading to a unique Indonesian Islamic culture. Islamic organizations like the Nahdlatul Ulama and Muhammadiyah have significant influence, promoting Islamic education and social service. Islamic holidays such as the Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha are national holidays, reflecting the religion's prominence in daily life. Mosques are prevalent across the archipelago, serving as centers for worship and community gatherings. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.